today is much better than my day yesterday was. So, we are going to be looking into today how the past is affecting now, what could be coming up to work through, things like that. Really appreciate you guys being here today. And if you'd like to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. Post your payment, post your question, and I will answer it in between messages. Thank you guys so much for that, or whatever other ways you may support my channel, whether it be through liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps on my pick-a-card readings when I have them. At the moment, I haven't been having as many of them because of the charging issues I've been having with my phone. So be patient with me, guys, and I will definitely have the pick-a-card readings coming back at some point in the future. And let's get started with our reading this morning. How is the past currently affecting the collective at this time? Wait, that was a lot of them. So there could have been a best friend in your past. Someone may have actually taken ideas from you, or at some point, you may have had to kind of push somebody out of the nest as well. Kind of push them to go after what was best for them by no longer being there to pick up the pieces. You are very temperate and stable. A good friend to have with good self-control. This poppy always reminds me of someone passing away. So there could have been a death in the past as well. And it could even be a death of your past self in some way. Maybe you haven't been spending as much time in nature since you haven't been around this friend as well. Abracadabra bee. And this one goes one of two ways. It always reminds me of Half-Baked at the end of it when he's like, abracadabra bee, because those guys are supposed to be coming in when he's saying that and they don't. And it also reminds me of abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab you. So there could actually be somebody from the past that is creeping on your energy in some sort of way, or is wanting to make contact again in some way. A nice long hot bath at this time may actually help you to be able to find some sort of peace if you're like me and you can't take a bath. Showers work too sometimes, or spending some time in nature, getting out in the trees and in the dirt. It'll help you to be able to ground. It'll help you to be able to cleanse your energy a bit and be able to stabilize your own energy. There could be some things that are being exposed as well. You may be expressing some of the things that are within you, some of the pieces of wisdom, some of the ideas that you have, some of the inspiration that you have at this time. And a lot of people may be noticing just how amazing you are in connections, or how amazing you are to have as a close friend. Dreamtime lover. So there could definitely be somebody from the past as well that maybe you guys had a very close connection or relationship. You may have dreamed about this person, or this person may have dreamed about you. You may even be having some dreams right now about people from the past. There could be something going on in your current life that is reminding you of these cycles. And this could be kind of honing in on that. A lot of times when you have a dream about a past lover, that's what it's talking about or referring to, is something in your current life that is reminding you of the people of the past. So if you've been dreaming of somebody from the past, that could definitely be why. Thank you. There could actually be somebody that has passed away as well that wants to give you a thank you. A thank you for helping their loved ones in some way, helping them to free themselves. You are freeing yourself from the control of others in the past as well. There may have been people around you that made you feel like you needed to keep your mouth closed for some reason, or you couldn't express yourself on certain subjects, or you couldn't speak on certain subjects because they may have made you feel like your ideas weren't good enough, or what you had to say wasn't going to be valued or appreciated. Or they could have just been somebody who really couldn't stand anybody else having the spotlight. And so anytime you opened your mouth, they had to outshine you in some sort of way or outdo you in some sort of way. And with this being right underneath the abracadabra bee, snitches get stitches is coming to mind. And so you may actually be, you may have come from a group of people or a family or a friend circle where everybody kind of kept everything hidden. And I feel like if that's the case, a lot of you ended up being betrayed. 555. A lot of you ended up being betrayed in these situations or these circumstances. And so you really don't feel so comfortable keeping your mouth closed about certain things anymore. There's a lot of outdoorsy stuff here as well. Some of you could have a hunting background or even a military background. There may be somebody with a military background here as well. Or maybe that has to do with the person from your past. Or, what's that called when they... Oh, I can't think of the name of it. I just seen a sign for it this morning, too. Where they take the animals and put them back together again after they're dead. I can't think of the name of what that is called right at this moment. So much hate, it's hard to see. So there could have been a lot of hatred in the past that you may have had for certain people or certain ideas, or there could have been a lot of hatred that was thrown your way for certain thinking of yours, or the way that you are somebody who does not just follow what everyone else thinks that you need to follow. You're somebody who really follows the beat of your own drum. Yes, the beat of your own drum. There could also be something to do with music here as well. There's this cleansing energy from the past, this sadness, this grief, this loss, this pain that happened. I feel like at this current time, a lot of information is opening up to you, and you're really seeing a lot more than you saw in the past. U-Haul. You could be moving or thinking about moving. Some of you could be moving to get away from certain things. There could be something to do with donating here as well, like donating blood or donating plasma. You may have been made aware of certain habits of people as well in the past. So much hate, it's hard to see. And then we got this little protection guy right next to it. The Hamsa hand, and he's got a torch and a pitchfork. You are definitely very protected from anybody that wants to run at you or come after you for your ideas. I feel like a lot of you may have, there could actually even be like a past life connection to this portion of it, where you feel like if you express who you are, you may be hunted down in some way. Feeling very different. I feel like there's a lot of people who feel very different, who are maybe a little eccentric or a little odd or weird, that really want to express their thank you to you, their gratitude to you for making them feel like they can just be themselves and that they don't have to worry about anyone else's opinions or ideas of them anymore. Because I feel like they are watching you and are very inspired by you to break out of that shell and become more of who they really are. More money, same problems. Less money, same problems. So I also feel like in the past, you may have had more money than you do now, or you may have had less money than you do now. And you are starting to realize at this time that those problems that existed were still there regardless, because those problems went deeper than that. So you may actually be looking underneath for the cause of those problems or the root of those problems, so you can really heal some things at the core. You may be looking back on your family history or your family tree. You may be looking back on some of the experiences you've had with certain people. And you may also be realizing that it didn't matter how many people wanted to try to stop you. You are cruising forward towards that finish line. And nobody can stop you on your path. New news, gossip, hot tea, extra, extra. So, there could have been gossip either on you or by you in the past that is catching up now. I feel like people who have been lying in the past are really being seen for who they are. And I feel like the people that have been being lied on are being seen too. I feel like there's a lot of abundance getting ready to fall into your life and fall into your lap. And you are really going to be eating good. You're going to be dreaming good. For some of you, you could have been having nightmares in the past as well. Some of you could have been extremely stressed about certain things, or maybe worried about death of a loved one, or worried about money, or worried about what people were saying about you, or how people were behaving towards you, or the level of hatred that was being sent your way. 11:33 on the clock. And now you are really coming into this energy where you just are not caring anymore. And you're not really worried about it so much anymore. You're feeling a lot better than you did in the past. And I feel like that's reflecting on your life around you as well. You may be nesting as well, kind of creating some comfort in your space, moving things around, clearing things out that don't belong there anymore, or things that you don't use anymore. You may be cleaning things up, maybe even refurbishing certain things around your house as well. And this is really bringing in a very new energy, and it's causing you to feel so much better. There's definitely a lot of situations here that you lost when it came to friendship, or when it came to your love life, or when it came to family even, where you really felt very hurt by certain people, or very betrayed by certain people, or where you ended up just kind of moving away from each other and you weren't really sure why. And those things are being brought up right now to be addressed so that you can really cleanse, heal, clear this energy out, and be able to move forward. 8 of Coins, 8 of Wands, the Hermit, and the 3 of Coins. So, in the past, you were working and working and working and working, and there may have been a lot of resentment about this, or hatred for whatever it was that you were doing, or you could have felt like you had to do these things. And you were moving very quickly, and you were doing so much all at the same time, and you were really working yourself into the ground in some sort of way. And now you've decided that, you know what, I got time. There is time. And I can really take all the time that I need. Thank you, Samya. Ask your question whenever you're ready, beautiful. And you're now really, hi, you're really working in a much more happy state, a much more joyful state. And you really aren't even caring about or noticing anybody else's reactions around you, because you don't have time for that. You don't have time to worry about what anybody's thinking, or how anybody's feeling, or how anybody wants to treat you. You've also been spending a lot more time alone, and really diving into yourself a lot. Figuring yourself out, figuring your circumstances out, really taking care of you, putting that time, effort, and energy into what matters most to you, what's most important to you. You're feeling a lot more inspired and a lot more motivated at this time as well. And you're realizing that all it really took was taking care of yourself better. 444. You're celebrating some wins at this time. I feel like you have really put a lot of time, effort, energy, commitment into what it is you've been trying to create. And what it is that you've been trying to create is not just for yourself. It is for more than just you. A lot of this is to really be able to break the cycles and the chains, not just for you, but for your loved ones, for the ones that came before you and the ones that come after you. Say you're happy now, once more with feeling. So, the guy that comes up in the Nine of Cups in this is the demon of, what is he? I can't remember the name, but he's a dancing demon. What he does is he causes everybody to express their emotions. Good, bad, doesn't matter. Express their emotions in nothing but truth. And because they express so many emotions and they let everything out, it's like all this emotion has built up inside them for so long that they spontaneously combust. So I feel like in the past, you may have been having problems as well with keeping your feelings in to the point of feeling like you're going to explode or actually exploding all over people. And I feel like you have really worked very hard to be able to understand why you were doing this and to be able to take a different approach to things. You've also been really trying to understand why you have been mixed up in so many third-party situations, why you've been so hot and cold, so in and out, so on and off when it comes to situations. You've also decided that it's not so important that you know everything anymore, because you know that you're never going to know everything and you're not meant to know everything, and it's okay that you don't. I feel like a lot of the reason you were so worried about whether or not you wanted to put yourself into a situation wholeheartedly was because you weren't sure of whether or not it was going to work out in the end. You weren't sure of whether or not people had other things going on or were giving you their full commitment and things like that. But by not giving your full commitment to a situation, you are also attracting in people who are not giving their full commitment to the situation either. So you are really breaking free of that energy. And the reason that these energies are coming up again is so that you can address the matter again and really look within to understand why these obstacles have been presented or why these learning experiences were necessary for you. So, Samya, your current person's intentions, issues out of nowhere, creating a misunderstanding. Is it some kind of evil eye? Feeling drained and unable to work. Don't know what's going on. Need your input. Before we get started with your question, I want you to take a deep breath in for 5 seconds and out. And do this a couple more times. While you're doing that, I want you to think about breathing in light, peace, joy, happiness, and breathing out the toxicity, the negativity, the lower vibrations. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths like that. Allow all your muscles to relax as you're doing that. Anytime that you're feeling like there might be energy from outside of you causing you problems, it's a good idea to stop and do a quick exercise like that, because it will really help you to be able to ground yourself and get yourself back into your own energy and to make sure that other people's energies are not affecting you. So, your current person's intentions. Missing piece, incomplete. They're definitely feeling like they have never met anyone like you before. They're feeling like you create this euphoric feeling. You really make them feel like they are breaking out of depression, coming alive again in some sort of way. But this person is trying to fill a void inside of themselves with you. This person does not feel complete on their own. This person feels like they are missing something. And this person is trying to take you and put you in that place of whatever's missing in their life. And so that's not necessarily the best way to go into a relationship, because this person's happiness isn't found in another person. This person is placing a lot of responsibility on your shoulders that does not belong there. It may be making you feel like you need to act a certain way, or you need to do certain things, or like you aren't good enough in some sort of way, because this person is constantly needing more than what you can give. And it may be making them feel like they may have placed you on this pedestal that is impossible to reach. Yeah, they definitely have placed you on an impossible to reach pedestal. This person may be thinking about somebody else from the past. They may have a lot of emotions connected to somebody else from the past, even if they're not consciously thinking about them. And they may have placed this person in the past on a pedestal too. And now it's like nothing can actually compare to that. So you might actually be competing with somebody that doesn't even exist, because this person has a lot of illusions. They have a lot of illusions about this situation too. They do have a lot of deep emotions for you though. This person feels like somehow this connection will help them to be able to end certain things and to have a new beginning. So they do want a new beginning with you, and they have a lot of love for you, but this is like that beautiful, sweet, poetic, flowery love that they express a whole bunch of at the beginning, and then they start breadcrumbing and ghosting, because even though they were feeling it so strongly at the beginning, they moved too quickly before they even knew who you were. And now they might actually even be feeling a little bit burdened by that. And they also could be feeling like you could rip their heart out very easily. So they're having a hard time even wanting to connect to you in a deeper way, because they feel like you could already hurt them so badly that they're not sure if they want to go forward in this. Hi, Rashima. Let's see. So, oh, yes. So you yourself could be having some issues in the way of feeling like you were feeling so loving and loved. And it was like you were lighting up again, maybe even coming out again, feeling like you could open up again. And then all this weird energy has just made it feel like your heart has broken into pieces, even before the heartbreak has came. You could be hiding a lot of parts of yourself as well in this situation. And this is what's causing you to have the drained feeling and the unable to work feeling, the lack of creativity, inspiration, motivation. It's because you are feeling like you are having to put parts of yourself away, because those parts of yourself are not good enough. And in doing that, you're suffocating yourself in a way. So there is almost like an evil eye from yourself coming at you. Because evil eye is basically negative thinking. And I feel like you are making yourself feel like in some way you cannot live up to what you need to be there for somebody. You may even be like taking yourself away from your friends or from your life or from your work in some way to put more time, energy, and priority on this person. And it's making you feel like you are not free, like you're stuck or trapped in some way. And that's how it's coming out for you, is a lack of motivation, inspiration, and energy. My best advice on that would be to start shining again, start dreaming again. Do not feel like this situation is the end all be all. There will be other situations, even if this is not the one for you. But if this is the one for you, then the best way to be able to handle this situation would be to be yourself and allow yourself to branch out, allow yourself to be around people you like being around, and don't make this situation your entire world. Yeah, most of the time they don't talk about them. And when you start talking about them, they think that that's because you still love them or you're still stuck on them. But what's funny is they really should realize that that's not why you're talking about them. Because if they weren't still stuck on them or in love with them or had feelings attached in some way, they would be able to talk about them. So, I really hope that helped, sweetheart. Let's see what else we have going on for this collective reading about what past energies are currently affecting us. Love life upgrade. Natural meds. Flirting, talking, enjoying each other's energy. Bad vibes. So energetic vampires, narcissists, things like that in the past. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you too. Feeling like you're used for your energy, or like people have no regard for who you are or what you want. You may have had to deal with a lot of people with bad vibrations. You may have felt like you couldn't really escape the people with bad vibrations that were around you in the past. A lot of sadness, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of true heartfelt pain you experienced in your past. A lot of crying and feeling, done, finished, over, no more. Like you didn't want anymore. You didn't want to have a love life anymore. You didn't want to have friends anymore. You didn't want to go out anymore. You didn't want to experience anymore, because it felt like everything that was going on in your life, everything that came your way was so awful and caused so much despair. But I feel like through meditating, through natural herbs, through prayer, through healing and cleansing, you have really been able to bring yourself up and out of these energies of the past and into this happy, joyful energy again. Into this energy of feeling good about yourself, of dreaming big, having that inspiration again, being able to speak your truth again, being very committed to your path and your purpose again, and feeling like you love yourself more fully than you ever did before. You have really broken free of all of these things. And this past is very important to your current reality, because these are the things that you are in the spotlight for. These are the things that you're going to be seen for, recognized for, noticed for. This is the reason why you are the leader that you are at this current moment in time, is because of all the bad that you went through. Yeah, for a while there, you were definitely having to look at everything with a side eye and constantly questioning things, unsure of things, worried about things, feeling very defensive. But I feel like you are now seeing why you were feeling so defensive, what you were up against, how difficult of a path you've had, and why you had to have this path. We have Leo, You are meant for the spotlight, meant to be seen, meant to be heard, meant to dream big as well. There could have definitely been a very strong love connection from the past, or there even could have been a parent from the past as well that spent a lot of time draining you or pulling you down in some way or causing you to feel like you weren't good enough in some way. There's definitely some situations in your life that you have put to rest. And out of these storms of the past and out of this chaos, this drama, this gossip, this hurt, this pain, the trauma you experienced, comes beauty, blessings, growth, fertility, abundance. This is how you grow your garden. Warm hugs. Olaf gives warm hugs. I love his snowman song. And I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer. Melting into a great big puddle. So there's a lot of gifts coming your way at this time. There's a lot of abundance, 44. There's a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure. It's time to celebrate. It's time to enjoy what you have in front of you, to enjoy your life, to enjoy the experiences going on right now, what you're manifesting into your life. Don't look back now. One step at a time. Keep moving forward. As you move forward, you will keep growing. All these new experiences that you're going through are bringing you a lot of fertility, a lot of growth, a lot of abundance. Drink more water. Make sure that you are paying attention to your hydration level. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And also make sure that you are cleansing. Water is one of the best ways to cleanse. One of the easiest ways to cleanse as well. A spiritual bath could definitely be good for the people watching today, especially with the bath coming out earlier. You have been through enough. Stop punishing yourself. You did not deserve it. So a lot of you in the past could have been punishing yourself as well. You could have been putting up with a lot of things that you really did not deserve because you felt like you had deserved them through something. Something that you had did, something that you said, something that you experienced in some way. 44. Once again, it's time to celebrate. It's time to love you. It's time to feel good. And it's also time to realize that you have been stable in your passions. You have been stable in your choices. You did not deserve to be treated the way that you were treated by the people from your past. The Hierophant. But all of those things went into creating this amazing leader that you are. This beautiful medicine woman or medicine man. There's a song and it goes, medicine woman, medicine man. I can't remember the name of the song, and that's literally all the lyrics that I can remember right now. But it is on the Sugar Shack Sessions channel. I think it might be called Medicine Woman, but I'm not sure. Four of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Swords. So I also feel like there are people from the past that are looking at things in a different perspective now as well. And you could be looking at things from a different perspective at this point. You have been tending to, nurturing, growing, and loving everything that's been placed in front of you. You've been enjoying the support of the universe behind you, even when you have no support from anyone else. You've been cutting through the bullshit. You've been expressing your truth. And I feel like you have dealt with a lot of people who have cut you down, criticized you, made you feel like you were less than you are. I feel like you have really risen to a new level of communication at this time, to a new level of being able to express things, and a new level of intelligence as well. If you take a minute to look back on the past and everything that you've been through and how well you handled it, I feel like you are going to be extremely proud of yourself to see just what you've been through, just how far you've come, and just how well you have managed to tackle everything that has come your way. We have the King of Stakes, the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, or Two of Scythes, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man again. So, at some point in time, you paused, you took a break to reflect on things, and you decided, you made a decision to go after your independence, to go after your freedom, to make something for yourself, to create stability within your life, to respect yourself, to have that confidence, that self-esteem, that self-love, to enjoy yourself, to make some friends, to go after what it is that you wanted to go after. And some of you could feel like that meant that you were ungrateful for what you had in front of you. But I don't feel like you were ungrateful for what you had in front of you. I feel like the people around you made you feel that way. I feel like the people around you shoved you out of their life because they felt like you were replacing them, when in all actuality, you were still right there trying to build a life with them while you were creating something more for yourself as well. But because you felt like you were responsible for this separation or this ending, you may have also felt like you deserved to be hurt by others in some way. And so you could have manifested in some situations that were not very healthy for you. I also feel like at this point in time, you are choosing yourself. You are choosing not to care what anybody thinks about that either. You are choosing to go after what you want. And you're choosing to enjoy it, regardless of what anybody else thinks. At this time, you're ready to communicate the truth about what has happened in the past. You're seeing it a lot more clearly. You're feeling it a lot more clearly. And you are really ready for something new in your life. You do not want anybody around you that is tearing you down, that is criticizing you, that is overly logical, overly analytical, people that are telling you your dreams can't come true, people that are telling you that it's useless to do what you're doing, or to go where you're going, or to feel how you're feeling, that you should just be happy where you are and not worry about doing anything more. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. I know you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. That song is funny because it always bothers me, because this is a mother telling her child to be afraid of the world and to not go after their dreams, to stay at home and only deal with what they're used to stay in their comfort zone, and to never reach for anything bigger. That's not what a mother should be there to do. A mother should be there to encourage you to take that leap of faith, encourage you to believe that your wings will catch you if you decide to fly, to let you know that you are amazing and you can do anything that you put your heart, mind, and soul towards. That's what a mother should be there for. But not every mother is going to do that. In fact, a lot of them are going to try to tell you that what you're wanting to do is not going to work because they're scared. They're scared for you. They're scared for themselves. They don't want to lose you, or they don't want you to get your heart broken by your dreams not coming true. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot of them that will tell you the exact opposite of what they should be telling you, when they should be there to support you. Pick me. It took me a minute on that one. There's also true love and love bug. I am that mother myself. I will push my kids to do what I know that they can do, and try with all my might not to hold them back, to let them fly free, to let them make their own choices. We have a king and queen crown on this pillow here. given to those we truly admire to protect them from jealousy and harm. A crown. So there could be a lot of people who have been very jealous of you at points. There could have been people who have tried to harm you in some way because of that jealousy. The beautiful, sensitive, intuitive, compassionate, understanding, loving energies that you have within you. The sensitive soul that you have within you is a gift. Because when you fight fire with fire, you create a bigger fire. But when you fight fire with water, you have a tendency to douse those flames a little bit, to keep them from overtaking you. So the pain you've experienced, the sadness, the hurt, those things were a form of protection as well. Because instead of getting into this bitter, hate-filled energy, you were in an energy of pain. And also, when you spoke to the people that you were dealing with that was in that energy, instead of speaking to them in an angry way, you spoke to them in a hurt way. And it's amazing how much of a difference that can make, being in that authentic energy like that and allowing yourself to express the deepest parts of you. In the past, there could have been a part of you that you may have tried to hide or cover up in some way. I am proud of me. Break the cycle. You have been breaking this cycle of being disappointed in yourself, of seeing yourself as something ugly or horrible, as seeing yourself as mentally defect simply because you have emotions. And you have really been exposing who you are. Shocking events, lit up exposure. You've been dancing in the rain. You've been freeing yourself of the pain. You've also been exposing a lot of people for their dark acts. 44. Exposing them for the ways they've treated you or for the magic they've done. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta. You could have also decided that you were going to go out and party and have fun and enjoy yourself. That you were going to live life. Because what's the point of being alive if you're not going to live life, right? You could be spending more time on the beach or spending more time at the pool or spending more time with your animals, spending more time outside and having fun, getting fresh air, listening to music, enjoying yourself. Exactly, because dust in the wind, all we are is dust in the wind. At the end of the day, we're not going to be here anymore. And at the end of the day, 90% of what we do isn't even going to be remembered anyway. You're ready to break out of that shell. You're ready to have fun. You're ready to be you. And you're ready to not give a shit who has anything to say about it or who thinks anything bad about it. Because who cares? You're ready to just be you. One up. New life. What's funny is there's 3 gravestones and 3 ghosts here. You are definitely coming back to life again after hiding yourself away or after being invisible. I feel like you spent a lot of time very invisible when you were younger. And a lot of this is because you had a lot of people that would get really 4411, that would get really into these energies of negativity, these energies of bitterness or jealousy, or would lash out at you when you chose to be who you are and you chose to express yourself. These new ideas about what happiness is, these new ideas about where you belong, this new energy of joy, love, happiness, hope, the new lives. Maybe you even brought a new life into this world as well. And because of that new life that you brought into this world, it was very important to you to make changes in this world, to make an impact in this world, to create in this world, to create a good world for the lives you brought into it. You have really worked very hard to take care of those that you love, to nurture them, to care for them, to love them, and to accept them for all that they are, both the shadow and the light, both the wild side and the tame side. And because of that, you have chosen to bring out that wild side inside of you, that wild side that may have been tamed, that spirit that could never be fully broken, even though it may have been subdued for a while, has came back out. And you are ready to live your life. 5 of chalices. 7 of chalices. And the 7 of pentacles. Because of everything that you've been through and the new direction you have chosen to go, there's a lot of creativity and a lot of inspiration coming into you at this time. You have a very big imagination as well. You also know what it's like to morph into whatever is around you. And you don't want your children or the people that look up to you to be morphing into whatever's around them. You want them to know who they are and to be who they are, regardless of what anybody else thinks about that. The beauty that you have been nourishing, the patience, the stability, the strength, the commitment, the faith that you've had is paying off big time. And you may be worried about what's been lost or what's been left behind, but there is nothing to worry about in what's been lost or what's been left behind. At this time, you're being called to fill up your cup and to shine bright, because in shining bright, you will guide others and inspire others to do the same in their lives. Death, the eternal cycle begins here. The veil, the future. So, for some of you in the past, you could have also been very afraid of death in some way. Very afraid of endings in some way. Afraid of the loss and the pain associated with it. Afraid of where do we go? Afraid of how do we go on from here? Things like that, because you couldn't see the future, because you were unsure of what was coming. But you have really learned from these experiences to embrace change and to embrace the not knowing and to have fun with it, to enjoy it and to be present for every moment. To release judgment as well, judgment of others and judgment of yourself, to let the past doors close and to walk through the new ones, and to know that there will always be new doors opening as the old ones close. That is the cycle of life and death as well. As one life leaves, a new life comes. And that's the way that it works. In order to have life, we have to have death. And in order to have death, we have to have life. Just like with any other shadow or light aspect of life, there is always both. And you have really been coming to terms with those things. Removing any kind of illusions you may have had in the past about the entire world ending in certain situations, when really it was just one chapter closing out so a new chapter could begin. Okay, so I'm going to do one more message. And if anybody wants to be able to purchase or donate, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. Truly appreciate that, or any other way that you guys support me, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Really do appreciate that, guys. And if you want to be able to purchase a message, now's the time to do it, because I'm going to do a closeout message and then be done for the day, unless somebody hits me up for a reading before then, or a question before then. Remember, if you don't get a chance to do that during my lives as well, I do offer personal readings in my description box below as well. So let's see what this closeout message is today. I love you still, but I chose me. I don't have hate in my heart for you. The times I have are far too few. Anger at times usually too fleeting to mention. Forgiveness is always my deepest intention, not just because hate poisons the heart, but also because I know I had a part. Maybe I should have told you I knew. I expected you'd come clean as time flew. And then I realized you would never stop as long as you had a way out to cop. As long as I continued to tell you all, you saw fit to make it your call. Had strangers thinking that they knew me, judging me, exactly what do they see? Not my story that I had told, but the ramblings of someone far too bold. I know for sure no one is perfect, but I shouldn't have had to suspect. Fighting with my intuition that was always right, not wanting to walk away from you, I would fight. Self-love and respect guides my actions now. I must lead the way to show you how. I hope you learn the same lesson in your own time. Understand how to make amends for your crime. Love yourself and let yourself shine. Trust me, I always think of you as mine. I'd fight for you the same as my own kids. Disloyalty to you my heart forbids. I hope one day the same is returned. Until then, this bridge is burned. So you have had to walk away from such situations where you have had a lot of love involved. Situations that were hurting you, situations that were hard for you, situations where you had to come out of that victimhood mentality and you had to make the hard choice for yourself to move forward. Regardless of whether or not you hurt others, and regardless of whether or not you had a lot of love in these situations, you had to move forward to show your love for yourself and your respect for yourself. You may be feeling very drained at this time. Take a step back and look at things. Who or what is bringing this feeling about? Are you taking enough time for your self-care? Are you taking enough time for your energy? For protection, cleansing, time for recharging? Spend some time on you and pull back your energy. This will allow you to see what may be causing this drained feeling. So we were actually talking about that earlier in this reading as well. What could be causing that drained energy? And sometimes it is ourselves sending ourselves that evil eye and ourselves pushing ourselves to the edge when we know it's not good enough or good for us, because we feel like we in some way are lacking or are not good enough with what we have to give. But what we have to give some days is just going to have to be good enough for the rest of the world. Unexpected betrayal always cuts deep. The unexpected betrayals of others definitely does always cut deep. You never allow your vibes to be taken over or controlled by a room. Your vibes change the vibes of any room that you enter. Energy transmutation. You don't blame others for your problems, issues, or feelings. You take responsibility for you and you expect others to as well. And see, when we get into that imbalance of energy where we're doing too much, being around others too much, not taking care of ourselves, not spending that time on ourselves, we get into those lower vibes. And when we have really strong energy like that to where we affect the energy of a room, that means that we are no longer bringing up the energy of the room. We're bringing it down. So anytime that people are talking about energetic vampires, remember that, because energetic vampires are the healers that are not taking care of themselves. That's a lot of what it is. It's people that aren't taking care of themselves that have very strong energy, and it drains the room when they enter it, instead of raising the room when they enter it. Number 1. So you could have really had a shocking event happen where you really found out that somebody that you placed as a number 1 priority in your life had betrayed you in a very harsh way. They could have been spreading gossip or rumors. They could have been creating drama around you. They could have been telling your deepest secrets. But at the end of the day, you chose to make yourself number 1, and you chose to break free from this. It's time to celebrate at this time, to celebrate your victories, to celebrate how far you've come, to celebrate the challenges that you've had to go through. Not friends anymore. I'm not your friend or anything, damn. You think that you're the man, I think therefore I am. Pisces, Scorpio. So there could be some hidden things going on as well with people that you love. There might actually be somebody that you love, that you hold dear. There could be somebody that is your child or somebody that looks up to you in some way that may be having some of the same issues currently as you have had in the past. They could be having a really hard time dealing with this. This could be a very emotional person, a very creative person, intuitive, somebody who feels the vibrations of others very strongly, feels their emotions very strongly. That could be a lot of the reason why these situations from your past are being highlighted at this time too. You might actually have some advice or inspiration or wisdom that you can give to another person in dealing with these situations that they're dealing with. It could have something to do with death, sex, taxes, the deeper emotions, cold people, cruel people, secretive people. The Four of Chalices, the Devil. Also, the tendency to not appreciate what is in front of somebody. Somebody may be having a really hard time appreciating what's in front of them, seeing what's in front of them. And they could be really having a hard time with the death of a loved one. And this could have caused them to go into a very dark mode, a very cruel mode, hurtful mode. This could have caused them to really not care about anything anymore because there was nothing that was ever going to replace what they lost. And you know, teenagers feel like that a lot. Like whatever this thing that they loved was their entire world, and now it's gone, so they're just going to destroy everything because everything deserves to die. And you could definitely be dealing with somebody that is in adolescence, that is going through these problems currently, that you would really be able to help in making it through those things. Yes, in showing them how to stabilize their energy, stabilize their emotions. You're very emotionally mature, very emotionally intelligent. This person could actually be hiding themselves now from the world, feeling like everything they've put out is going to come back to them and they deserve to be hurt in some sort of way. So they're very scared to venture out. Or they could even be scared to venture out because of a death that has taken place. And so they could be hiding themselves away, holding on to everything that they have because they're worried that they will lose it, becoming very clingy, very codependent, having a hard time expressing their love as well because they feel like it's going to hurt more the more they express their love, and they know that they're going to lose everyone and everything someday, so they don't want to get close to anyone or anything. They could be being very stoic in their energy. Night Song, hidden talents. So yes, that is definitely verifying that somebody has passed away. Somebody from the other side is trying to reach you, is trying to give you messages, is trying to get you to see the hurt and the pain inside of somebody that has went very dark in some sort of way. Somebody around you has really shifted into an energy of very low vibrations, a toxic energy where they're holding on to anything or anyone that is giving them any kind of fleeting happiness, but at the same time, they're not willing to dive deep with any situation because they are too worried about losing it. They're also being very possessive or controlling or manipulating in some sort of way, and it's because they cannot see what they have in front of them to be grateful for. And also, they feel like anything they touch dies or withers away or is going to be lost in some sort of way. And so they're going through a really hard time right now, and it would be a very good idea for you to reach out to these people because you know the way to bring them out again. You know the way to bring them to life again. You know the way to light them up again, the way that no other can. And you have it within you to be able to do this. So that is what I have for today's reading. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing your support in the ways that you do. For anyone who purchased today or any day or anyone who donates to my channel. And if you guys want to be able to do that, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for that. Really appreciate you, and I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Thank you, Rashima. I really hope you guys have a good day. Bye.